Inselmilkom nilqakom għal sensiela ġdida tal-programm PAQPAQ Lifestyle. Kif inhuwa tradizzjonali, il-programm niftħuh mill-Motor Show prinċipali li jkun qed jiġri eżattament qabel ma tibda s-sensiela din is-sena imiss Frankfurt. It-temi prinċipali huma vetturi elettriċi, autonomous driving, ġifieri karozzi li eventwalment isuqu mingħajr intervent uman, u car sharing, il-kunċett li flok bniedem ikollu karozza tintuża minn aktar minn bniedem wieħed. Biss ma jonqsux ukoll is-supercars. Dejjem highlight tajjeb ta' Frankfurt u fil-fatt hemm id-ditti kbar bħal Lamborghini ħdejja qed taraw il-Huracan Performante aw il-Bugatti u hemm hypercar interessanti ġdid mingħand il-Mercedes AMG. Biss ħammorru għall-ewwel feature li preparajnilkom mill-fiera ta' din is-sena. Il-Lamborghini qed turi għall-ewwel darba l-Aventador S Roadster, armata b'magna 6.5 liter, tiżviluppa 730 brake horsepower u tilħaq 62 mil fis-siegħa jew 100 km fis-siegħa fi 3 sekondi. Li għandha differenti huwa li tiżen 50 kilo iktar mill-karozza magħluqa imħabba removable hardtop u għalla volja l-aerodinamika differenti billi saqaf mikxuf. Xorta karozza li kapaċi tilħaq il-fuq minn 217 il-mil fis-siegħa. Impressjonanti. Bis-aħbar interessanti li tatna l-Lamborghini propju fil-Frankfurt Motor Show huwa li r-rumors li kienaw li ħatarġa tidħol fis-suq tal-SUVs huwa minnu. Fil-fatt fl-4 ta' Diċembru ħadd il-launchja l-Urus li hija SUV ovvjament għala Lamborghini. Performance incredibly, styling tal-aġeb. Ħaġa l-impressjonatni hawnhekk fil-Frankfurt Motor Show huwa s-saħħa li biha qed jinvolvu ruħhom id-ditti Ċiniżi kemm bħala investiment imma anke biex jipparteċipaw fis-suq Ewropew. Hawnhekk qiegħed fuq l-istank tal-Borsworth dawk li huma dilettanti tal-karozzi antiki jiftakruha din id-ditta waqfet timmanifattura fl-1961. Effettivament, in-neputi tal-sit oriġinali eventwalment ingħaqad ma' investituri Ċiniżi u reġgħu bdew jipproduċu l-karozzi ftit snin ilu. Diġà bjew 50,000 waħda fis-suq Ċiniż biss issa biħsibhom jiġu fl-Ewropa. Għandhom modelli ovvjament marru għal crossover u l-SUV segment fej l-iktar hemm beħ u għandhom modelli bħal BX5 u l-BX7 biss li qed juru wkoll hawnhekk ġew Frankfurt huwa din l-Isabella. L-Isabella huwa modell li kien jinbena fl-antik, allura dik il-konnessjoni mal-passat. Biss ukoll qed inħarsu lejn il-proġett fej biħsibha tmur il-kumpanija fil-futur. Wara s-suċċess li għamlet bil-Mokka u eventwalment saret Mokka X, l-Opel li ddeċidiet li tkabbar ir-range ta' crossover SUVs u fil-fatt qed inħarsu lej verżjoni iżgħar mill-Mokka li hija l-Crossland X. Jekk tinnotaw hemm effort enormi fuq styling għalla volja hija kompatta hemm ħafna spazju fuq ġewwa u l-enfasi kbira hija fuq teknoloġija u options li wieħed jista' jippersonalizza l-karozza kif irid.
Our plans, dreams are all we have. I wouldn't have it any other way.
L-Opel kommessa li fl-2017 toħroġ 7 modelli ġodda u l-iktar importanti minn dawn huwa il-Grand Land X. Ħafna minnkom jafu li llum il-Peugeot Citroën u l-Opel huma ditta waħda u fil-fatt din hija l-ewwel kollaborazzjoni kbira. Fil-fatt l-underpinnings ta' din il-karozza huma eżatt bħal Peugeot 3008. Li hemm differenti huwa l-styling li kemm jista' jkun l-Opel żammew il-design language tagħhom biex il-karozza tintaraf bħala waħda minn tagħhom. Kif taraw il-karozza apparti il-driving position elevata hija wkoll maqtuha tajjeb mill-art, verament għandha dik il-sensazzjoni ta' SUV u apparti minn hekk għandek ukoll ħafna livelli ta' personalizzazzjoni. Fil-fatt din ħad tkun imbagħad l-ewwel Opel li ħajkollha il-possibilità li wieħed jażilha bħala plug-in hybrid.
with you. All of the stupid things we do. We may be young, but we are wild and free, making memories.
Għawek fil-Frankfurt Motor Show ntqajt ma' Ian Callum li huwa direttur għad-design tal-Jaguar u miegħu ħan nitkellmu propju fuq design. The last time we met was in London in the Course of Elegance, and there were some amazing classic cars. How much are classics, particularly Jaguars, an inspiration for modern design?
I think they're hugely important because one is you need to understand where the brand came from. You need to know its heritage to know where to take it, because the brand depends on the history of the car company. And once you work out the values through the old cars, you can then reinterpret them for new cars. If you don't know the history, you don't know the brand, then you can't design the future. I believe that, especially for Jaguar.
But the car industry is changing at an incredible pace, and the conversation we had was that today you're working primarily on electric vehicles, which are a very, very far cry from the classics. How does that work?
Well, you know, the whole electric car scenario is taking us to a different place now, and the I-Pace, which is behind us there, indicates what you can do with the car with electric. You've got all the freedom in the world to put the cabin where you want it. But if you look at the car, the values are still there. It's still a sleek design. It's still a beautiful design, I think. The roofline of the car is very Jaguar-like. It doesn't have a long bonnet anymore because we don't have a big engine in there. We don't need a long bonnet. And I think as long as you can come to terms with that, it's actually a very straightforward thing to do. But the values are still very much Jaguar.
And those values are being appreciated behind you. I mean, there's the F-Pace that has just been awarded the World Design Car of the Year. What sensation does that give, and how important is it to you and your team?
It's hugely important because recognition from elsewhere, I mean, it's a bit like the Oscars. You know, actors like to get to Oscars because it confirms to them that they're doing a good job, and that's what this does for me. It confirms to me that we've done a good job in this. People recognize it. Nobody's criticised it and saying it doesn't look like a Jaguar. People are saying it does look like a Jaguar. But more on top of that, it's actually a really nice design.
The F-Pace, the I-Pace, the E-Pace.
How many paces do we need? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah.
But how does it work? I mean, how similar, how different from a design perspective? How challenging is it?
It's very challenging. I think SUVs in this type of vehicle, where you're trying to get some emotion into them, is actually a very difficult job to do. You get emotion out of a sports car because you just make it low and wide. It gives it drama naturally. But with these cars, you don't have the drama of low and wide. You have a height to deal with. So it's very, very difficult. So we try and we still try and make the proportions of the car exciting for what they are. You know, the wheels in the right place, the shorter overhangs. We try and give it a dramatic roofline. But the important things with this car relative to E-Pace was that I wanted the cars to look and feel quite different in a way. I wanted to give them their own characters. So the front ends are very different. In fact, the front end of the E-Pace looks more like the F-Type, which was deliberate, of course.
Do you consider yourself old school, or do you have to adapt to modern design, or did it come naturally?
I have to adapt. Designers love change. They should do, because that's what they do. They change. No, I can adapt. I'm fine. You know, getting into the new electric world where we're designing different proportions, I'm very comfortable with it. So I like to think that I'm new school, but I hold on to the old school values. You know, the new XE, the new XF, if they are electric, they will have to be taller cars. And that becomes very difficult to me. So we need to try and work around that somehow. And then, so there'll be more types of cars we're looking at. I'd like to see us do more sports cars. We haven't agreed it yet, but I'd like to see more sports cars. And then, of course, we get into the autonomy world where driverless cars are happening. And we're looking at that too. Personally, I don't find it hugely exciting. Most people who like cars don't find it exciting, but there'll be a lot of people out there that will look forward to not having to drive their car, sadly.
We were saying when we met that probably our children won't get the opportunity to drive a traditional car.
That's a good question. I don't know. I think there's a human nature that will still want to drive and actually still want to own as well. I mean, the whole question of ownership is coming into question. Do we just lease them for the day because they can drive up to you, use it? But it's like saying, do you want to borrow somebody else's clothes for the day or somebody else's shoes? You know, it's like saying to somebody, you use my shoes on Saturday, I'll use the shoes on Sunday. That doesn't feel very good. I think people will feel the same about luxury cars in particular. I think they'll want their own luxury car, but we'll see.
Ian, thank you very, very much.